Greetings and salutations, everyone. My name is Featherhoof.
Oh, shit! Holy man, it is a Featherhoof jump scare there.
And that is CarnagePanda, who got all jump scared. We are back for another week of anime talk for summer 2024. Apologies for no episode last week. We or at least I had a bit of a emergency that caused us not to be able to record. But what we're going to be doing, though, to make up for that, is that each week we're going to be picking one of the three anime to sort of like double up on. We're going to be doing 2 episodes of so that we can catch up and so sort of make up for my mistake. I hope y'all can forgive me.
Yeah, that was a really interesting mistake. So what happened is that Featherhoof decided to do some gymnastics bullshit, and I was like, man, that's really weird. Why are you doing that? You're like 50 years old. And he was like, shut up, CarnagePanda. You don't know what you're talking about. And then he just like did this backflip, and he landed, and his nutsack got caught in a vice grip. And I was like, what? And he was like, oh, you know what, man? We're going to have to cancel this week. And I was like, okay.
You know, I'm glad the pain was so significant that it caused me to black out and not remember any of that. Damn, that sounds awful.
It was, man, especially from my viewpoint.
Shit. Well, I guess I need to forget that all over again. So let's watch ourselves some animes.
All right, let's do that.
You know, I really think with this episode, basically with this show, I think this pretty much sums up the show right here. This question, because look, I get being passionate about something. I get that, but these three are a little above and beyond what I think people would call just passionate.
Well, you know what, Mikari is actually a lot smarter than the rest of them, but I don't want to say it because Lilissa says something just incredibly hilarious, but the anime is going to cover it. And it's like, how did you get that out of that quote? But it's not going to be for like another 20 episodes, maybe. I don't know, 15. The bad thing about this is that this is the stuff that like, I can't wait for this to actually get to later material, because this is not the stuff that most people remember this manga and story about, because it just goes in a completely different direction after this episode.
Well,
I'm thinking.
I am getting the distinct feeling that we are still in setup territory here. We aren't actually hitting the meat and potatoes of what this anime is bound to show us, but I mean, it's clearly still setting up characters, still setting up their motivations, still setting up we're still decorating the stage here.
Well, yeah and no, because the author said that like after this episode came out, he's been putting tweets out after like every episode. I'm just assuming it's a he, because no one knows if it's a man or a woman, but
we can just go with they then.
Because there's no picture, there's no information about them, but they said that their editor told them to actually move the characters outside of the club room, and he's just admitted himself, they just admitted themselves that this would have only lasted like 20 chapters or 3 volumes if they had just continued on the current trajectory and made it this way.
Oh, was that all? Just 20 chapters? Oh my god,
that's not a lot at all. Like if you think about like Bleach or something.
I thought you meant. I thought you meant like what they were admitting to is that what was currently happening in the classroom would have taken 20 chapters. Okay, I got confused.
I think what's happening in the classroom is would take 20 chapters, and then the entire story would be over, but they just decided to take it in a different direction, and I think that worked out a lot better, because it gets a lot better in the upcoming episodes, or as the chapters go on. Nobody really remembers this for what happens at the beginning, is what I want
Okay.
to say.
Okie dokie then.
Yeah, because it gets a lot less of, oh, this is just going to be fan service dropped in your face, and you're going to have titties and stuff, and it's more like, this is why they're cosplaying and why they're supporting themselves. And I did want to say, it does have that psychological lens to it, but it's not like, oh, these people are broken and they're assholes and stuff. It's like, okay, you started out at a bad position, and it's going to get better. It is going to get better. So yeah, that's what I want to say.
I have to say, that's lies. Now, it was funny. It's funny the depiction of getting smacked twice. The visual metaphor of being smacked twice by each of the the girls. But that was not the old cliche. I didn't see a single drop of blood come out of his nose, let alone fountains.
He'll have plenty of blood loss. I'll say that.
Yeah, he sees the two hot high school girls in their little cosplay outfits, and he gets basically smacked around by the Force. I don't know.
Okay, so now that you said that, the most recent chapter that came out actually said that. And I have to find it real
serious?
Quick. and it's Vikari saying it. Shouldn't take me much longer here. Yeah, so which one? It's this one right here. Let me just slip that to you. Do not use this in the video. But yeah, if you look at the lower left corner, see what she says.
I want to make blood shoot out of his nose. That'll never happen without cosplay. Oh my god.
She's like so earnest with it too. She's like, yeah, I just want to do that. Like, oh, it does. It's self-aware is what I want to say. Yeah, I don't know why it's translated like this. They're like, she's the real deal. I guess that's kind of the same. Would you say that?
More or less, yeah.
Because I want to, like, yeah, go ahead.
But I think it by changing it, what in one instance we're saying she's the real deal versus that's so Miriella, it's saying the same thing, but it has a different feeling to it.
Okay, so I just wanted to point this out because there's this crossover here between 2.5 and Oshi no Ko where they actually say this a lot, and if you're not paying attention, you'll kind of miss it. But they're talking about the real deal, They're thinking like they're not on the same page here, obviously. What's her name? Mikari is cosplaying as Miriella here, and she's just doing a quote from the TV show because she's like, that's the way she is, and it's being very self-aware here. And she's saying she wants what's his face Okamura to look at her instead of looking at Lilisa there, who's cosplaying as Liliel, because his number one waifu is Liliel, but she wants him to look at her, and so she's like, "Yo, look at me, not to anybody else." But they're not on the same page here because they think that she's just doing the line from the story, and they're like, "Yeah, that's the way that Miriella does it," and they're just not catching on here that that's how she feels, and so that's why she's able to put on that sort of performance, and I guess say perfect, even though nothing in this world is perfect, but she's really in sync with her character there.
Well, it's like when she came out and showed herself off in costume. Immediately, he comments on the way she, the way she looks, and she's all, like, oh, he's never looked at me like that before. But it's like clearly he's not looking at you. He's clearly looking at the character. He's
not looking at you. He's looking at the character, and he doesn't see the person behind it. That's what I wanted to say.
And and she has this weird delusion that I don't see. That's a weird thing. It's like she doesn't. I don't know if she doesn't get it or if she's just that delusional herself that, he's never going to see her. He's just going to see the characters.
Well, I won't say that he would never see her, but
well, I mean, as he is
at this
currently.
point right now, he's not gonna. He just wants to see the character, and he doesn't see anything else because he doesn't care about the girls in the real world.
Yeah,
even though this is an anime.
the animated real world.
The animated real world, yeah.
The really animated one.
They're going to be bringing that up a lot, Same phrase, how do they phrase it? Like the real deal, the real McCoy. What are the other ways they say that?
I'm not sure. That's all I can think of too.
Yeah, that's all I could think of right now. I think I put like 8 different ones when I was doing Xenosaga, but I can't think of them now. The real thing. So yeah.
The genuine article.
Yeah. They're just going to bring that up over and over again. If you're not paying attention, you're gonna blink and miss it.
I love the fact that the text bubble, the parentheses that point out she's ignoring the context. It's just kind of funny that they have to put in the context to point out that she's ignoring the content. That he's ignoring the context.
Yeah, I'm glad they did that because I think they do the same thing in the manga, and they could have easily cut that and just let the viewer figure it out themselves. But I don't think that would have been helpful. Maybe
it's the kind of thing I would expect from Nokotan. Because they talk as fourth wall breaks. It's almost like this weird little note, just like from the author. It's like, hey, psst.
Yeah, it's in the manga too. But yeah, if they had cut that, maybe the viewer would think that they're like totally talking about each other and just really being honest there.
Oh my god!
There you go.
It gets progressively more insane each nosebleed. Goddamn! So Panda warned me before we started this episode that this would be the most fan servicey one of the lot thus far, and you weren't wrong. Dear God, this episode was insane, dude.
I'll just preface it that because they push most of this stuff into bonus chapters going forward. Because volumes 1 and 2 are like the heaviest on this. Now there are still things, but most of the outfits are supposed to do it anyway because they're like, oh, one of the premises is I want to do sexy cosplay, but most of the really super high fan service stuff does get pushed into those bonus chapters, and I think they're only going to possibly do one of them because that sets up some characterization for 2 characters that haven't been introduced yet. And if they don't do that, then it'll kind of come out of left field, the plot development. But yeah, they get a lot racier in those bonus chapters. But well, they cut out chapters 2 and 3 in this, so that had some really, really heavy fan service too. So yeah,
but it makes me wonder about this manga that what's the dude's name again? Oku.
The male lead.
Yeah.
Okamura.
Really makes me wonder about this manga. Okamura is is obsessed with, because it's like they're talking about like, oh yeah, it's explained in the manga that healing feels like, like an orgasmic process, and they have to touch, Dububius in order for it to happen, because she explains it in the manga. And it's like, is this one of those things where they're like, oh no, it's okay for the main adult lead to be in love with a 6-year-old because she's not really 6, she's actually 2,000 years old, even though she talks, acts, and thinks like a 6-year-old. It's like what kind of manga is this dude reading?
No, I don't think it's like that. I think, and this is going to go back to another super popular series, because in universe, the thing that he likes, the manga, which got an anime TV show that I think ran for like 300 some episodes. According to the manga, it was one of those super popular things like Bleach or Naruto. But I think the best analog I could find is the Fate series, because before it became super popular, it had like this really cringe sex scene in it, and you can just look that up. But I think this is just taking the piss out of that.
Okay. I get it. Okay.
Like, you would have to, I would have to look it up, because I can't really describe it here without getting your channel banned. and not because of, sexual content, because of cringe.
Oh, gotcha. Ew. Preemptive.
Yeah. That's what I think it's doing, but this is supposedly a super popular Bleach cross Naruto thing, and no, because I think the main female lead in it, Liliel, actually died and then got resurrected as an angel, and that's the whole thing. And Muriel is supposed to be a demon, and then they introduce all these other cast members later on that are also angels, and I'll get into that when that happens. But yeah. It's nothing like that. They will be introducing adult characters, though, and
of course.
one of the things is that these are actually responsible adults.
You meant adult that way. I thought you meant adult as in like adult in italics. It's like adult characters. Oh, okay.
No. This is not going in that direction at all.
Okay. Well, maybe we'll just have to hit up the next episode and see what they introduce then. It's like looking in the mirror. It's the exact face I make whenever I wake up to find that my video I wanted to post to YouTube still hadn't finished rendering.
I haven't had that happen in a long time, but that does suck. Or when your computer just, decides it wants to reboot in the middle of a recording and you lose everything.
Yeah, and you make a face exactly like this.
Yeah, I totally get that. Yeah, that hasn't happened to me in a while. So, I have a wooden desk. I will knock on it.
Yep, knock it. Yep, same here. It's just when this episode starts off with this, it's just like, it's a mood I can relate to. Finally, something in this anime I can relate to.
Oh, of course you want me to pause it right there.
I kind of have a legit question. And I don't know if, you're more into the psych side of things. He's completely in love with a 2D character, right? That's his shtick here. His obsession. I don't know if I just want to say love, but obsession. Then why does he have dolls of her? The action figures, posable figurines. Because now she's not 2D anymore. Now she's 3D. Doesn't that sort of subvert his obsession?
Not really. You could just attach to fictional characters, and I'll preface it with I'm not an expert in psychology, but
what I mean is, like, and wasn't he obsessed with her because of the 2D-ness of her, the fictionalism of her?
Actually, that's going to be revealed, but I'm not going to get into it.
Okay. Go on then. It's just a thing that struck me as I don't know why it struck me now versus the other times I've showed the figurines.
I would just say there's a difference between having figurines and the actual people like Lilissa and Mikari there.
Okay.
Like, is he collecting figurines of Mikari and I guess photographs you because she's a model? Does he have any of that? No, he doesn't.
Granted. Okay, maybe I'm a dummy. I'll take things you should never type into your Google search chat for 100, Alex.
Would you type that into anything?
No, I would not. Simply because I'd be terrified of the results that were going to come up.
I've seen some things, but they can't come off the top of my head. The people just search for really weird stuff, and it's like, why? How did that even come into your head?
Is it just me, or is this guy here look like he's from another anime? It almost looks like he's like some extra out of Astro Boy or some shit.
Well, I guess he just wanted to make a roly-poly guy, and that's what he came up with it.
I don't know. It's like, I'm not saying it's wrong. It's just something. This guy stands out so hard from the rest of the characters in the show. I don't know why. He just looks like a character with a totally different style.
I don't. Well, the mangaka does draw adults a little bit different, but also all the girls have different body types, and there's really, really skinny girls, and then there's some girls that are a bit more chubby, some that are muscular. So there's all types of body types in here. So why not a fat guy?
For that.
Hey, why not a fat guy?
It's not about him being fat. It's not about him being roly-poly. I'm saying the style, the art style. He looks different. Like, I've never seen a character in the show so far who has eyebrows like that, or is rounded like that. Not round as in fat. I mean, he like there's like no angles to this guy, except for that one angle in his mouth there.
Angles.
Like, there's no angles. Every other character is very angular. It's
like half of Pac-Man right there is his mouth, and
exactly.
Then, like, He is different, but there's all types of body types, like I said. So he fits in.
I guess I'll give it credit for that. Yeah, about the body type thing. I was just saying the art style looks suddenly different to me. I don't know why. Maybe it's the eyes. I don't know. Ririsa.exe has experienced a problem and had to shut down.
When is Lilissa.exe not experienced a problem? That's the bigger question.
I know, but she looks like an android that literally was just shut down. Part of me can't tell. Maybe it's because I can't catch Japanese inflections and and nuances, but I can't tell if they're being sincere and trying to boast their confidence and try to help them, or if they're mocking them for being incapable of selling their stuff.
Like I said, responsible adults. So it's not really supposed to be mockery. Although I will comment that I don't even think the Japanese know what they're saying when they talk in Japanese. So,
but it's like the Fox girl here, cosplayer, her photographer that comes over and like the way he speaks to I can't remember his name. What's his name again?
I don't think they introduced him yet, but
no, not him. The main character.
Okamura.
Yeah, the way he comes over and speaks when he sees that Okamura hasn't sold any yet, and the way she's like slapping her on the back, and like again that face and the way she's talking, I'm just like, are they mocking her? Or are they mocking them? It seems I can't tell if it's good natured or if they're or if they're being douches. Like, it's hard for me to tell.
Well, no, they're not being douches. They're trying to encourage them because they're both pretty shy and haven't done it, but. These two have been out there selling it, and they know what the business is like. So,
okay.
I think they just kind of come off as normal business people, because they're competitive, and so they don't really come off as I don't know what the word is I want to use sympathetic or empathetic. They're just like, this is how you do business, and that's how it has to be done. And if you don't do it, you're going to fail, and your life is going to end up with you in a wood chipper. So, yeah. typical business person talk.
Also, I gotta say, the super simplification of this chick is fucking cracking me up, though. Is that okay? I don't know if you know any more about the cosplaying scene than I, or what is it? Because is that like a thing with cosplayers? Do they have to cosplay stuff that's modern? That it has to be stuff that's of the day? It's this has been pointed out a couple times in this episode. It's like, Lilio, seriously?
Not necessarily, but if you think about it, like we're watching anime this season. What's airing this season? The shows we're watching: 2.5 Dimensional Seduction, Oshi no Ko, and
Nokotan.
Shikanoko. So, can you even think about what was airing 5 years ago?
No.
And I think at this point, this is a 10-year-old series or something, because it was really popular when they were 7 or 8. I think it says when Okamura was in 3rd grade, and now he's technically 11th grade, where we would talk about in the U.S. now.
Okay, but I mean, you still see if it was that big an anime, if it's in this fictional anime in its universe. I mean, for God's sakes, people still whip out the Dragon Ball cosplay. For God's sakes, people still dress in Goku and Vegeta costumes and stuff. I mean, it's not that weird.
Well, you know how popular Dragon Ball is down in Mexico and Latin America and South America. So of course they would do that. But
and then I'd say that, and I forgot Dragon Ball Super is still kind of current. So, oops.
What year is it? 2024. So if I go look at it, it shows that we're airing in 2014. Yeah, 2014. So let me just look at the most popular ones. Okay, so it finally updated, but
Tokyo Ghoul was 2014.
We got Winter 2014, Noragami, Nisekoi, Chudibyo. I don't even know what the hell this one is.
Oh my god, Space Dandy was 2014?
Sakura Trick, you get your Yuri physics out of that. What was happening in spring? No Game, No Life. Okay, so No Game, No Life. Everybody talks about still. They want the second season of it, which at this point I think is never going to happen. 2014. It's been 10 years, man. You got to let go.
7 Deadly Sins started in 2014.
We got Haikyuu. Wow, Haikyuu started in 2014. Holy shit. You have JoJo Part 3 Stardust Crusaders. Okay, everybody's still talking about JoJo because JoJo is super popular, and it hasn't even run through all of the parts yet. It's only gone through Part 6, so Part 7 will probably be announced sometime next year, I think.
Gundam Build Fighters Try.
Mahoka. Build Fighters. Let's just go to summer. Tokyo Ghoul, like you said. Akame got killed. I'm surprised that's that high. Sword Art Online 2. And in fall, you have Your Lie in April. 7 Deadly Sins, Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works. I'm the bone of my sword or whatever. I still want to watch Akatsuki no Yona. I haven't got there. Psycho Pass 2. I've never watched that. Well, actually, it says I did watch it and I gave it a 4, so it must have been bad.
Wait, you gave it a 4, but you're saying it was bad? What?
4 out of 10? Come on, man.
Oh, out of 10. Oh, okay. I thought it was 4 out of 5. Sorry.
You got a Moggy Brilliant Park, which was a pretty good comedy. Shirobako and Lock Horizon. So yeah, if you're not if you don't know these anime, okay. I'm not even going to go to 5 years ago. Probably
yeah, that's
Demon
fine.
Slayer.
That's fine.
Demon Slayer. Yeah,
which
Demon
I finally
Slayer,
caught up on, except for the most.
You caught up on it.
Except for the most current, the one that just came out like a month or two ago. I'm not up on that yet, but I did finally catch up on it.
I was watching one of our videos back then, and I was like, It actually went on when we were watching Demon Slayer, and we dropped it because it was just doing repetitive nonsense. Does it ever get out of that?
Yes. Although it falls face first into other tropes that kind of make me face palm into a wooden desk sometimes, but
I think the only reason that I haven't continued watching that is because I've seen clips of the animation, and I'm like, they're not even moving. They're just like standing there, and there's all these particle effects and stuff going on. What the hell is even going on? So
there's some gorgeous fights. There's some fucking gorgeous fights. But it's just it falls into that trope that like I said, it forces me to facepalm into a wooden desk where it's just like suddenly
I actually want to see that.
Suddenly, Tanjiro will just like he doesn't even show any inkling of having a new move, but then he'd be like, "Oh yeah, that new move I trained off screen about. I guess I should whip that out now. That would totally be the thing that would turn the tide right now." Thank God I had that up my sleeve and didn't tell anybody or make any.
So you're saying that it's not foreshadowed.
Yeah, it's just suddenly he'll just have the move he needs to win, even if it it's never an easy. I'll give the show this: he never had. There's no such thing as an easy win in that in that show. He has to struggle for every last bit of it, but it's just suddenly I have this move that suddenly helps me win. It's just sort of like, ugh, okay, whatever.
Yeah, so there you have it. They're not going to be talking about some character that was 10 years ago. She's not the new hotness.
Okay, all right. So we wasted a big chunk of time on that. Okay, let's move on then, because I was just curious about that because it's like the show's gone out of its way to point that out a couple times now, and I'm just like, that's kind of weird. All right.
But they have established that it's 2019 here. That's when the manga started running, 2019. So I don't know why this is translated like this. I really don't. So this is actually him referencing Gandalf from the Lord of the Rings. And what does Gandalf say in the Japanese? So he just says Tosan here. He kind of squeaks it out because he's not Gandalf or Ian McKellen, I guess. But Gandalf says Kokowa Danjite Tosan in the Lord of the Rings in the Japanese. So this is just getting the tail end, and one of those things that Japanese do is like, you know what? I'm not gonna put the subject or the verb, or in this case, most of the sentence here. So he's just Gandalfing them, and why would you say back off here? I don't know if they just didn't catch that, or yeah. So this should be like, you shall not pass, and that's why they find that funny.
Okay.
So yeah, this doesn't really make that much sense if you just say back off, because you look at their reactions, they're like, what? And then they start laughing.
I find this is like, is it weird that so far in this entire show I found this like the most wholesome moment here in episode 4? It's just like suddenly like it's like all these cosplayers who were just all I'm a cosplayer, you're a cosplayer. Oh shit, another cosplayer forgot some stuff. We're gonna help that cosplayer. Holy shit.
To me, cosplaying seems like a pain in the ass because of all the stuff you have to do, and especially if you're making the outfit yourself. You have to have skills. You have to have sewing skills and all that. But apparently, this is a thing that happens, that they do help each other out if people forget stuff like that. So this is not going to be the end of the wholesome stuff that happens in this show.
I know, it's just suddenly I've been a little eye rolly with the show. I've been giving it a chance. There are times where it's, last episode 3 got really super fan servicey on us there, and I'm just eye rolling my head, all over the damn place. And it's just suddenly this super wholesome scene comes out of nowhere, and it's just like, well, fuck.
There'll be more.
Although I gotta say,
wholesomeness.
If it wasn't for the fact that I'm, an old fat bald dude. I've always kind of wanted to go under the makeup chair. Like cosplay some character, or so, like go to a Trek convention as a Ferengi or some shit. That'd be so freaking cool.
Maybe you should.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what character a fat bald dude like myself, old bald dude could cosplay as an anime convention. But it's just like
you could cosplay the guy from earlier.
The janitor, the fucking security guard / janitor, or whatever the hell he was.
No, not the janitor. The guy with the glasses. Ogito.
How about fuck you?
Yeah, you could go as a minor character that appeared in one scene. The janitor from episode 3. Yeah, you can totally do that. And when people are asking you, you'll be like, yeah, I'm the janitor from episode 3. And they'll just be like, oh, yeah, I remember that guy, when not recognizing him at all.
Well, seriously, did we even see him from the front? I can't remember. I remember seeing him walk away. It's like, hold on, wait. Let me try my back to you. So it's like, oh, now we recognize it. There it is.
You know what? I don't think they did, but I think in the manga they might. But I don't know if the anime. Probably too lazy to find out too.
I absolutely adore this wholesome scene. I just do. It's like, aw. If only there were more friendly people out there willing to help like that.
Actually, they do show him from the front in the manga, but he is like so low detail.
I can. This is the funniest part to me though. It's just like, for this wholesome moment, and suddenly it's like she doesn't see the other actors. She just sees them in their cosplays. It's like it would be weird. It's like suddenly all these anime characters run up to you to help you out.
Yeah, anime characters. I guess she sees them the same way that Okamura does, but then maybe not. I don't know.
Well, no, it's whether she does or doesn't isn't really the thing I'm so honing in on. It's just because visually speaking, you see a bunch of cosplayers, you see these characters coming up to you and all of them surrounding you, all offering to help you. It's that would be like the most wholesome crossover event in anime history, only in real life. At least for me, they really did ruin the end of that episode. With they were, it was like, oh, look how wholesome this is. Oh my god, these poor kids, their first time ever trying to sell their stuff at a convention. Oh my god, my heart. These people are actually so kind. They're trying to help out a fellow cosplayer. It's so wholesome. And then at the end, it's like, there we go. Yep, had to play their base. They had to get the fan service back in there.
Well, if you don't play to the base, then you're not going to sell.
Yeah, I know, but it was so eye-rolly. But I do like the direction the series is going in after 4 episodes. So I'm starting to dig it a little more. Either that, or maybe I'm just riding the high of the awe of the wholesomeness of this episode, because I'm just a sucker for stuff like that.
It will get outrageously good, especially around, I don't know, maybe episodes 8 or 9.
Okay.
So yeah, it just gets better and better the longer it goes on.
This is a work of fiction. The names of the people, places, and organizations are fictitious and in no way related to any real person or entity. Mm-hmm. Did something happen in previous episodes? Like, is this like a Goblin Slayer thing where they had to slap a warning at the beginning of the second episode because people were taken so back by the first episode? Is this like this, or is there something in this episode that's specifically about that people might take the wrong way?
I mean, it's always a good idea to put these disclaimers on here, because you don't think that there are people that dumb in the world, but there are people that dumb in the world.
Unfortunately, yes.
So yeah, seems like a good idea.
I think people just need to be less dumb.
I agree with you on that, but that's not the world we live in.
I honestly, I was just talking to my wife Cindy about this, just the other day. It's like the world we should just have one big sign, and we should all just work off roller skating rink rules. Skate at your own risk. That's just how life should be. If if you get hurt doing it, it's your own damn fault.
Well, that's until you go to a fast food restaurant and you're like, I want to get a cheeseburger, but they're like, you know what? This has a lot of filler in it, and the filler is just industrial waste. So, we're feeding you a bunch of industrial waste, and you're gonna have to like that. So, I don't know if I like the whole roller rink idea, but there are just some limitations to how people shouldn't be dumb. Like when kids were back into eating Tide Pods for whatever reason.
Yeah.
What? What are you even doing?
And that's when we should just let them roll over and die.
Yeah.
They lived at their, they skated at their own risk, and oops, well, their parents obviously failed. Try again.
Okay. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm a little
Don't try again. Don't try again. Actually.
Well, yeah. If you raise some kind of intellectually substandard Muppet that was like, Tide Pods, yeah, don't try again. You failed somewhere along the line.
I think at some point you do have to blame the parent on that one. It's just like, no, don't even try again, man. You were not equipped to handle this.
They were the kind of people who needed disclaimers like this, because obviously, it's like, disclaimer, when you have a child, you need to make sure it learns to only eat food. It's like, okay.
Yeah, they'll try to eat anything, so you got to be vigilant.
Okay, so they are real, because so far, like they've there's been there were deer in the in the classroom or in the hallway in the first episode, and they were, but it's like no one acknowledged oh look, deer, holy shit. Everyone's just sort of like, no one even glances at them. I don't know if it's just because they were such a normal aspect of their life here, or if it's because they were like a figment of some of the main characters' imaginations here.
Okay, but we only have Tiger Girl here, and she's the only character there. So how can we be sure that the deer is real and not just a figment of her imagination?
Actually, you make a good. Damn it, you got a point. Okay.
I accept your defeat. I can't fucking even. This is too good.
That thing's about to hit my car. Look at it. Look at it. It's planning right now. It needs to find Featherhoof's car and slam into it. You can see it in its eyes.
If I walked in and saw this, I would just turn around and be like, nope. I've seen some shit today, but he's just sitting here looking smug as fuck, eating these deer crackers. He's like, yep, what you gonna do about it?
What the fuck? What is happening?
What?
What is happening? She took off the deer head our first reference of the night. First reference of the night. That is a reference to Total Recall when he takes the lady's head off. Remember the 2 weeks.
Oh, dude, it's been so long since I watched Total Recall, and I don't remember much of it.
You don't remember the 2 weeks scene, and the head comes off, and it comes off in slices like that?
No, I don't, man. I think it's one of those movies I watched when I was 13 or 14, and I just don't remember much about it anymore. All I can remember is the old school Batman.
Yeah.
Because I would watch that every day when I came home from school in 5th or 6th grade or whatever.
But, I mean, you gotta at least remember him almost dying from being tossed out into the no atmosphere surface of Mars and going blah, blah, blah,
I remember
blah,
that.
Blah, blah.
I remember that.
Okay, at least.
Did that movie have really cheesy effects though? At where they have their faces just inflate and their eyes bug out?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I remember that stuff.
Okay. Yeah, it wasn't no Total Recall where, the dude's veins all start to expand and shit. No, it was just cheesy, puffing up like a balloon. Okay. Nope. No. You don't need to pause. No. You don't. No. You don't need to pause on that. No, it's fine. Damn it!
It doesn't
God
even
damn
need
it.
words here. It doesn't
Nope.
even need words.
Oh. Why?
Amazing. 10 out of 10. I love this show. This is like the old school days when we just watch Invader Zim and the most influential anime of all time, Gabriel Dropout. Wait up. Is that like a fucking sealing jutsu or whatever from Naruto? When Hashirama drops down the gates or whatever.
Sure.
I feel like that's a reference to that. Why
might
the
be
plastic
stretching
water?
a little bit.
Why the plastic water bottles though? Yeah, it's totally it. Yeah, there's 8 water bottles. I think I'm counting right there.
Yeah.
So yeah.
What the fuck?
Wait.
Yes, she did the Tobey Maguire. She straight up does the Tobey Maguire. Oh my god, she does it.
She's doing the fucking Bully McGuire dance. She's about to put some dirt in that deer's eye. Oh god.
So I guess I find it kind of funny in the confusing sense. It's like she can't stand Shikanoko. You know, it vexes her, it annoys her. But yeah, she's just all in on this club. She's like ready to get this club going. She's got 4 members now, and she's like gonna start promoting it. And it's just like, you're really into something that it seems like you really actually don't. You like clearly didn't want to be a part of to begin with.
I just like how you said it vexes her, kind of like what's his face in Gladiator, the guy that plays the communist, and he's just like, it's terribly vexing, or something like Phoenix. That. Yeah.
Am I not merciful?
Which he's the best part of the movie.
Oh, absolutely,
hands down. So yeah, was I going to say anything else? No, I wasn't. So
I don't know. I just find it's just, I don't know. I guess it's part of the comedy of it. I guess, but it's just like, she's completely annoyed by the people around her, but she's like, no. Well, this club is my responsibility. I'm going to do club. It just seems weird to me.
All right, we're going to keep clubbing then.
I gotta say that the last episode introduced a new character, and that was the focus of the episode. This episode introduced a new character, and man, were they supplemental? I don't know if that's the right word. Coincidental? Just sort of there.
Yeah. I feel like I enjoyed the first part of this episode more than the second part.
Agreed.
I don't know if this character is just falling flat and doesn't add anything.
Let's see. Bashime talks in the third person, likes to eat rice, and wants to become a deer. But doesn't really, barely has any lines and barely does anything.
And I guess we're getting 3 more characters introduced next time.
I don't know. Okay, I'm going to be honest. It's like you said earlier. The first half of this episode was fucking hilarious. It was quite good. It was quite absurd. Then I don't know why the second half almost was too down to earth, even though it was still kind of weird. It was almost too grounded. It was like, okay, now we're in a club and we got to figure out what to do for club things. And I don't know. It completely fell flat for me entirely.
They've got to do the whole 2.5 dimensional seduction thing and just move them outside the club room. That's their whole problem, right?
It might be. Well, no, because the first half was in the club room, but they need more absurdity. There wasn't enough absurdity in this. Last episode, what did we got? We got an impromptu game show about Tiger Girl's deepest, darkest secrets. You know, the first half of this episode, you know, it's still the same shtick. It's still the joke about, oh, her secrets. Oh, I got to keep her secrets. But, you know, in the idea that she thought this real deer was Nokotan in disguise. Then the second half was so...
Maybe this is just not going to be able to carry it, and it's going to have the highest highs and the lowest lows kind of thing.
It might. I don't know. Because, I mean, I don't... It needed more than what it gave us. It was really... If I had to say anything right now, this is the weakest episode this show has. Absolutely. As a whole.
Yep. I agree. And it's all due to that second half.
Yeah. Like the second half was so low that it actually brought down the first half, regardless of how silly it was and funny.
Yeah. So maybe they need to get rid of this character and send her to dear heaven with dear Jesus. And we'll never see her again, and she'll have died happily ever after.
Oh, dear God.
Wait, what?
Wait a minute! Whoa! What a way to start an episode! Wow!
Oh yeah, my comment is that her fingernail looks very good, but...
Yes.
No, I don't think that's what they fucking say it... What? We're
what?
Playboy?
What?
Give me a second. Alright, so yeah, I don't think that they say that at all, but I'm just going to let the episode go on. Because I don't even know where they are. Yeah, they're beyond that volume, so... I just happened to have these downstairs because I was looking stuff up yesterday.
Multicolors ice cubes?
I don't know, I think they're gumdrops, but, you know, when I was reading this part in the manga, I was always thinking, man, this theater must be fucking expensive as hell.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the shit they're talking about.
I mean, that'd be cool as hell. I just don't think... That this might be my dumb showing, but that's not real, is it?
I think it is. But they're very, very limited because they are expensive. It's just one of those things that you go to like a really big city like Tokyo or Los Angeles or, you know, out in the New York City or something where they just have the money to do that.
See, I'm kind of surprised. I mean, yeah, the last episode you went on a hypothesizing session about the colored squares on the wall. I thought there'd be some kind of deeper meaning to the colored ice cubes.
I think those are gumdrops, man. Let me see if I can find them again. Okay, so they are going to show them again, but yeah, they didn't really go too far out of there. But the only reason I pointed that out is because the wallpaper was they had the 6 pointed stars in them, so that's the only reason I pointed that out.
Okay,
but we could go completely mental on the gumdrop ice cubes if you want to. I don't have anything, but we can do that.
I don't want one. I kind of want one of those.
I don't even know how they make those. Is that just like putting Kool-Aid in the ice cubes and making them that way? Is that how it's done? Some kind of food coloring? Speaking of hammy lines, they just need something like from, I believe it's Universal Soldier, but when is it Dolph Lundgren that's in that movie? But he picks up the necklace he has on, and it's a necklace of ears, and he just says to the one guy, "I'm all ears." So yeah, they need some really hammy lines.
Well, see, my favorite hammy line of all time is comes from Arnold Schwarzenegger's Commando. After he kills the guy on the plane, the guy who's holding him hostage at gunpoint, and he kills him, and then he puts the hat over his head to make it look like he's sleeping. And before he gets off the plane, he tells the stewardess, "Hey, don't disturb my friend. He's dead tired."
Ah, yes.
That will always be my favorite Hammy line.
But they need it.
Yes. They need to bring back Hammy lines. I'm tired of people being all like, oh, they're so cringe. Oh, they're just too silly. So what? They're fun. What's wrong with fun?
Oh, I need to remember some more.
Actually, hold on. Pause. Pause.
Sorry, I was typing at the same time.
It's like perfect example. Perfect example. It goes back to Arnold Schwarzenegger. Batman and Robin. Terrible ass movie. But Arnold Schwarzenegger and all his puns and hammy ass line. Let's make that a fun watch because he's the best part because he's clearly the only one having fun in that movie. The one killed the dinosaurs. The Ice Age.
The Ice Age.
I mean, come on. It's so stupid and silly.
Yeah.
They need to bring stuff like that back. They need to stop being afraid to be silly.
Have fun. Just have fun.
But we gotta be serious, and we have to be making a statement about a plight or a topic. We gotta be really serious about the message we're trying to send. Have fun, God damn it! Go back to being fun.
Or that one line from I can't remember what the movie's called, but the Christopher Lloyd line after he gets frozen in it.
Oh, he's like, Superman Commando.
I was frozen today.
Today.
It's like, what? What are you talking about, man?
Yes.
I don't know what hammy line I can think of right now, but for this show that is, but they need to bring something in.
They're talking about it's like about the original creator of what they're making the adaptation of.
Mm-hmm.
It's like can they even make a great script? Because they don't even understand all what goes into making one of these performances. And it's one of those things where it's just like, I know it would be an expensive ass lesson, but it's like one of those things. It's like it's almost like let them fall, let them fall on their face, let them fail, But again, companies isn't thinking like that. They're thinking of their profit margins in that. But yeah, it'd be one hell of an expensive lesson for a company to teach some upstart mangaka who thinks they're better.
I mean, they'd be okay because they did say that the contract that she would have to pay for it. And she's like, yeah, okay, I'll just pay that. But
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Because she can afford it, because she has a hit manga that is selling a gorillion copies. But for anybody else, that would just be an untenable position. God damn, they're just doing like the detail on these fingers and stuff. Like this is usually what I look at to judge the quality of an anime. Because they don't really put a lot of work into this, but they're really putting a lot of work into this anime with the fingernails and everything. Like, damn, looks good.
I just like this little fight these two are having. It's how do I put this? This episode is really I don't know if it's like. It's shining a bit of a spotlight on a certain aspect of the industry. And it's very interesting because it's a very common thing you see. I mean, hell, it's why I like to joke about certain creators even in video games that it's just like they're clearly up their own ass, and it definitely starting to feel this way. They clearly, the manga creator here. Feels like, they feel passionate about what they're doing, but it's gone overboard into an unhealthy level. And it's just like,
yeah, she's not in a healthy headspace. And, but to begin with, she's just a gremlin, so.
But I mean, go ahead.
Yeah. No, you go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I insist.
Okay. I insist that you go ahead. That's what I was going to say. Just haha.
Well, you know what? I lost my train of thought. So what the fuck was I going to say?
Well, while you figure that out, I mean, this isn't exactly a new story. Okay, this isn't the idea of somebody who gained fame quickly, who suddenly felt the pressure of it, and at the same time, grew a big ego over it.
Yeah.
And it's now, like imploding in on themselves. This isn't exactly, it's a tales all of time. There's been movies and shows about this before, but not many that are this pretty. God damn. Like there's a lot that they've shown in these scenes where it's just it's weird. Even just the backgrounds of of her room, and it's just a mess, and just showing how just the details of how much it's just screwing up. Living.
Yeah.
It's beautifully detailed and goddamn. Not to mention her relationship with, one that she originally called her mentor.
Yeah, Yoriko.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just have not really ever liked Abiko, though, because she's just such a gremlin, and she gives everybody a hard time. So it's hard to like her.
I mean, I've always watched, people rise to fame, whether on YouTube, Twitch, stuff like that, stuff in our field here. And, and I've always said it, like, it's you watch these people, like, turn into absolute fucking gremlins, absolute douche nozzles. And, just because they get this weird little bit of fame. And I've always said to myself, it's like, I acknowledge I'll never know that pain. I'll never know.
Yeah.
That.
Me either.
It's just not going to happen. But at the same time, I always say to myself, like, because I watch it and it's like, oh, the latest controversy of, such and such YouTuber or Twitch streamer turned out to be a douche nozzle. It's like, God, I hope I never, if it ever does happen, knock on wood, pray to whoever. I hope to God I never become like that. I hope that absolute power doesn't corrupt absolute in my case. It's like, God, I hope I can still be a decent person.
Yeah, and I think a lot of them don't really put it into context. Like to be a successful YouTuber or whatever, you're getting like 50 to 100,000 views on your videos.
That's a bare minimum, yeah.
That's an absolute. I'm just saying, yeah, bare minimum. But that's just a drop in the bucket. Your more successful ones are like 50 million, 100 million views per video.
Yeah.
But I think it really goes to their heads, and like a lot of the time, I'm thinking, I can't stand this person, but yeah, I just don't even say it or comment it or anything because I don't want to get into flame wars or something, or they're just spending way too much time on Twitter and like I heard somebody say the other day when I was watching one of their podcasts that they're like, you know what, Twitter and everything, that's way faker than even like watching a movie or a show or something, the stuff that goes on there.
Oh, so absolutely.
That's one of the opinions, and I'm like even when I put it on my status on Discord, something like there's no such thing as a friend online. You can't replace the real thing. Like you need real human interaction, and you need to get off the internet because like
absolutely.
I'm not even sure if the internet has been a positive thing for humanity. So I just want to put that out there because
I mean, I think the potential is, but I mean, I don't know. Nobody's really been incentivized to use it positively. We actually incentivize using it to use it negatively. Social media incentivizes you to get into flame wars. So, not just social media, but like going back as far back as chat rooms and what were they called? I want to say forums. I don't think it was right.
Message boards, forums.
Message boards. Thank you. Yeah, it's like you get the responses, you get the likes, you get the upvotes by being the most nasty person you can be by starting those flame wars and stuff like that. So it became that's just how it became.
Or if you go like onto Reddit, it's just an echo chamber there.
Exactly.
Say something. You're like, you know what? I didn't like this episode. Like, okay, so we're talking about Oshinoko, like episode 14 here. If you express your opinion that I just didn't like this episode for XYZ reasons, and then somebody just comes out into attack mode and they're like, you know what? Fuck you. Your face is ugly, and everything just dissolves from there. Maybe that person's face is ugly, but So some people do need to spend less time online, but there are positives. Like what I use Twitter for, just bots, AP, Reuters, getting news and stuff just feeds it right to me, and I'm like, oh, okay, so XXX thing happened, but interacting with people there, not a good time.
But the problem is that, yes, we say that you need to have human contact. The problem is that at this point, the people who have been online, who've grown up with social media, have now equated to, oh, this is how we talk on Twitter or Instagram or wherever else, on whatever social media. So that's how we talk to each other in real life. They think that's how you act in real life. And that's the problem. They're now perpetuating that into reality. And that causes part of the issue as well.
Yeah, we might have gotten off topic there, though, but good stuff.
But yeah, so apologies, audience. We I don't know where we went. How did we get here? And anyway, maybe
fingernails. That's how we got here. Was fucking fingernails, and then we're like, yeah, fucking Twitter, man.
Look at those cuticles. Oh my god.
we went way off topic. Anyway.
Moving on.
Oh, you know what? I wanted to comment on this. Fucking shippers. I hate them. I hate them so much. Like, you go into any series, and I'm just gonna say, like, the 4chan threads to this series are absolute dumpster fires of people just attacking each other on, oh, my ship is better than yours, and I'm like, oh my god, just shut up. This is like the dumbest stuff that you could talk about. Like, what do shippers really read the series for? To see if their ship sails, and if their ship doesn't sail, they just immediately drop it. So, personally, I find, like, what value is there in that?
I don't. You've opened it. Okay, you're opening a can of worms with me on this one, because it's like you see these. Yeah, I do a lot. I scour a lot of art. I like going to the internet looking at art and stuff like that. And you see all these ships. You see, Zootopia, Judy and Nick get together as a couple. This is my drawing of these characters getting together. And this is the best ship. And it's like, in my opinion, if you claim to be a fan of a person's work and a person, that work's characters and stuff like that, then let them write it. It's not yours. It's theirs. Enjoy the world they're creating for you. If you're sitting there making your own ships, making your own shit, that proves that you're not actually a fan of those characters or that world. You're a fan of an idea of it that isn't actually there. You're subverting your own fandom, and it actually completely drives me up the wall when people that get into fight the original creator over it's like, no, they need to get together. These two need to get together. They're perfect for each other. And it's just like, so what? Let the creator tell their story. Let them tell their story.
I'm not sure I agree 100% on that, but I do want to say that the shipping stuff is nonsense.
Yeah, we can agree on that at least.
Like, ooh, it's just some of the stuff I see, man.
Yeah, it drives me up the wall. the whole, like, I don't like shipping in and of itself, but watching people fight over their ships. Yeah,
that's exactly what I'm talking about, man. Like, I don't watch this for I don't read or watch this for the shipping, but the people that do it are very passionate about it, and they want World War III put against anybody that doesn't agree with them.
Yeah. So does that now count as two kind of off-topic rambles, or is that one technically on topic?
You know what? Fuck it.
No, it sounds like I'm coming down on her pretty hard. I do get her point of view in a way, but it's like it's one of those things that always kind of drives me nuts with and this character really exemplifies it when people are like, when they see an adaptation of something they liked. Like, for instance, something I can think of with my coworker, when the live action Cowboy Bebop came out.
I haven't watched that, so I don't have any comments.
You don't need any for this. This I'm just using it as an example. It's
no comment.
You know, it's the idea when people see an adaptation of something they like, a different type of adaptation. It's like, it ruined my childhood. It destroyed my love of it. It's, you know, you can't even talk about, you know, Cowboy Bebop without even, you know, having, you know, it's like having, how do you describe it? It's like having this beautiful stack of brilliantly made pancakes that are delicious, and then you also have to have this turd. It's like, you know, this pile of cat turds on top of it instead of maple syrup. That is the live action series. You know, it's like they come as a package now, and I can't, you know, separate them. It just destroyed my love of it. And it's like, I don't get that opinion. It's like, she didn't like the opinion. You know, she didn't like the anime adaptation, the drama adaptation of her mentor's manga.
Yeah.
It's like, that sucks, but you still have the manga. It's still great. So what? You know? And if the original creator says, she herself was like, I was still glad I went through with it. You know, it didn't turn out perfect, but I'm glad it happened. Then, you know, it's just like, you still have the manga. It's still great. Still enjoy the manga. Just this thing over here, move on. I don't get that. You know,
that actually was an arc earlier in the show. Since you haven't watched it, but they did go over that, and it was purposely bad. Like they even got the actors to act it bad, and you could definitely tell that they're acting bad in Japanese as well. But the entire point is that they just the producer just didn't give a shit, and they were just trying to get their models out there. So they were models and not actors, and the only actor they actually hired was Kana. So she was like, she's actually a good actress. So she had to match the bad acting so that she didn't just stand out and make it look like, make everybody look bad. So
okay.
But then they had that scene at the end where, you know, she was able to actually put her full effort into it, and that's why she's like, yeah, I was glad this was made, because, you know, Kana actually had that one good scene at the end there. And they also cut out a lot of the material and stuff, so everybody was panning it, and they're like, man, this is bad. It ruined my childhood.
Wait, that's another one of those, that internet mentality that drives me up the wall. That echo chambers that people get themselves into and they scream about, and it's just like, you know, you don't have to watch a bad thing. You don't have to even remember a bad thing. Just enjoy the good thing. You know, it's like, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is fucking amazing. I'm not going to focus on the original FMA. It was bad. I moved on.
But you could.
I could, but I choose not to. Why do we focus on the things? It's like she's like, you know, allowing all this negativity, you know, all those things that she hates to dictate how she moves forward instead of, you know, what's best for her. It seems really weird. It's an opinion and a concept that's foreign to me. It's alien to me. I don't get it.
I mean, there's so much other things you could be spending your time and energy on. But, you know, some people just choose, I got to go on Twitter and be mad just for the sake of being mad.
I mean, to at least relate to her in some degree, it is her creation. You know, yeah. I get that. You know, you want, you know, she became, you know, she did allow the pressures of doing a weekly manga series break her. You know, she became, you know, the ego trips that then turned into obsession, which turned into self-destructive behavior. You know, but the obsession she had with the idea that, you know, the dramatization of her sensei's manga just ruined it for her. It just ruined it for her. It's just like, I don't know.
I actually like that scene where they were screaming and yelling at each other.
Yes.
Really good scene. But I think that there's a better scene I've seen, and the only reason I watched this movie is because Adam Driver was in it, and he's like the best at screaming and yelling. So I was like, I gotta watch this movie to see if he screams and yells at it. You know, what's that one scene where he's like sitting down. He's like, I just had sex and I'm about to eat nachos. But yeah, so I watched this movie. It's called Marriage Story, and it's on Netflix. And it's him and Scarlett Johansson, and they're going through this divorce and everything, and it's really nasty. And it comes up to this scene where they're just having it out. They're screaming and yelling at each other, and like it is actually unreal. I don't know if you've ever watched that, but if you haven't,
No.
you definitely should. Really good movie. But yeah, they had it out, and yeah, just go watch it. I recommend it to everybody that's viewing this. Okay, so here, this looks like a sprout of some new plant life. The thing in the background that kind of hooks down. So this is new life, and to me, this looks like a peach. You know, like okay, so in Western we have Christianity, and you have the forbidden fruit, whatever the fuck that's supposed to be. Most people are like, yeah, that's an apple or whatever, but it's never actually stated what it is in the Bible. It's just the fruit of knowledge of good and bad. But in Western, it's the peach, and it doesn't mean the same thing. The peach is supposed.
Eastern?
Yeah, Eastern. Did I say something wrong?
You said Western.
Okay, Eastern Western mythology. No, Eastern mythology is the peach, specifically like Japanese, because you have stories like Momotaro and blah blah blah, and they really love their peaches over there. But it's supposed to represent life, and you see that right in the center, she's like really small, but you can see Ruby in there. So this to me represents this is Ruby's life. Okay. She got reincarnated, and now this is her new life. Also, song complete banger, best of the season. All right, so she's here in this chair, and she's wearing a white dress. White, obviously, is purity. Oh, they actually put the lyrics down there now. Oh, this one also with the color theory. So we have blue come down, and if you have the color theory chart or whatever, the 6 colors, blah blah blah, etc., so on and so forth. I'm not going to go into the whole thing because that'll take us forever. But you have this is going to relate to the eye colors. So we have blue coming down first, and that's aqua. We have a green color that comes down that has not been introduced whatsoever. So we're going to have blue coming first, then somebody with green eyes, and then red comes over there, and it just takes everything. So that's Ruby's just going to overtake everything.
Ah.
Okay, so she's just floating in the water here. And so the water is supporting her, so she has a good support network. All right, so she's dancing here, so dance is just free expression, blah, blah, blah. She's supposed to be the best dancer in the story, so...
Oh, okay.
Okay, so this here, I think I'm going to have to frame advance. Okay, whatever this is here drops into her life because it's the peach thing full of the water that's supporting her, and so this comes in, whatever it is.
It looks like a keychain.
And then whatever it comes in comes down, and it completely shatters her life. So, yeah. All right, now she's wearing black, so whatever black means, impurity, depression, darkness, whatever. And that expression on her face is also the expression of somebody that is having zero fun. Tomato, you can see right there, tomato.
Mm-hmm.
That's important, right?
A terrible fruit, yes.
All right. Everybody in the audience, just start throwing tomatoes at Featherhoof. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He's completely wrong, and he's lost the plot here.
You gotta sit there and tell me you just like tomato. Oh.
Yes,
Ew!
yes. Nom, 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 nom.
Ew! What is wrong with you?
All right, so she's ruddy here, so she's searching for stuff, and there's crows in the background, and crows in East do not mean death. They're a symbol for guidance. That's what it is.
Oh, are those crows? Oh, I thought they were just like feathers or something.
No, they're crows. You can see them flying by.
Oh, okay.
Well, I guess
I think I saw.
I guess you can't see them now. All right, this last part just means that the animators are cowards, that they could not animate an opening door. And I do understand that animating doors is one of the hardest things that you could do, but this is just absolute cowardice. And that's the end of my interpretation, I guess. So there we go.
Huh. Okay. You're being called out, animators. You're being called out. And that's our take on the 3 anime we have this week. Agree, disagree. Go ahead, put it in the comments. You want to go ahead. Hey, we've already established you want to go ahead and flame the crap out of us for any of the opinions we've had there near the end of this episode. Hey, comment section's right down there.
Yes.
That's what the internet's for.
Tell us how wrong we are.
And we'll be back next week. I think next week we're probably going to double up on Nokotan as we strive to get caught back up.
But Featherhoof could change his mind.
Yeah, hey, there could be 2 episodes of Oshinoko. Maybe you'll just have to come back and find out. But until then, thank you all so much for being here. Thank you all so much for hanging out. If you liked what you saw here today, please let us know with a like, comment, subscribe, share it, or you can click on the annotations for other videos we've done. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you all next time.
Bye-bye.